I look forward to beating you. Hello strangers, I'm Ravenna and I'm back again to recommend books for the Strangeathon, this time for Team Witches. So I'm just gonna list all these books, maybe some expansions, maybe some not, but gonna do this in the quickest way possible, because otherwise I'll take forever. And I mean, I'm undead, I'm used to being able to take as much time as I want. The first challenge for everyone is Halloween Icon, which is to read a book that has something iconic to Halloween on the cover to it. I've already did a big list of recommendations for this challenge in my Undead recommendation video, so be better checking that out and come back here, or go there after if you're struggling with that challenge. The second and first exclusive challenge to witches is The Cabin, which is to read a book with isolation as a theme. My first recommendation for this is Far by CHANGEOVER, which takes place in the isolated forests of Sweden and getting trapped by a snowstorm. My second is Anna, Dressed in Blood by KURTAGICH. This deals with emotional isolation as well as someone being isolated because they can't leave. Every Heart a Doorway by Shani McGuire. This deals with emotional isolation. My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness by Nagata Kaba. This is, again, emotional isolation as well as someone physically isolating themselves a little bit. Haunted. Read a book from your TBR that you're intimidated by. So this really just depends on you and what books imitate you. Is it really giant books? Is it a book that you keep adding to your TBR, it's like near the top but keeps just going lower and lower and lower for some reason? You're not quite sure why you're intimidated by it, but you are. So I can't really do any recs for this. The Box. Read a book with mystery. This is probably one of the easier things to find because a lot of books do have mystery in some way. I mean, obviously you could just go straight to the filler section and those always have mysteries in them. But here are some of my favourite books that have mysteries in them. Solitaire by Alice Osmond, Sadie by Courtney Summers, Dare Me by Megan Albert, Lost and Found by KURTAGICH, We Are Young by KURTAGICH. Most KURTAGICH books kind of have mysteries in them. Amy Chelsea Stacey D by Mary G. Thompson. Witching Hour. Read a book with a deadline. So deadline is actually the name of a technique in literature and storytelling, basically, where you set up that something must happen by a certain point, or there's this event that is going to happen and it can overloom everything else. Like, or it could just be someone has an essay deadline technically, or exams could be a deadline. There's a lot of books where we have to save the harbour by this point, that kind of deadlines as well. So if anyone's like organising something, or like they have a deadline to when they have to leave, or I mean a full moon could be a deadline. Usually it's like used as like a ticking bomb sort of situation, like in whole Hitchcock, to get you, if you tell the audience there's a bomb under the table and the characters don't know, that builds tension kind of thing. So it can be a deadline that the characters do or do not know. But it's actually a literary device. I thought this would be a really easy challenge till I went to like Google books with deadlines and realised that there's this book called Deadline and that overshadows everyone else for some reason. Even though this was a literary technique that I was taught about, can't find any evidence on it in the internet except a slight bit in TV tropes. That's it. So, annoyed. But like, tons of books with deadlines. Here are some of mine. A Danger to Ourselves and Others by Ashley B. Simon. City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. Sleepless by Lou Morgan. Dress Codes for Small Towns. Don't Date Rosa Sanchez. And The Diviners by Libba Ray. And the final challenge is Teammates. Read a book with witches in it. So, obviously we're doing good books for this challenge, but you don't have to do that. So you could read the good book, which is The Girl Down the Well, so you could read that for this challenge, or any other challenge if you really wanted to. But here are some other books that have witches in them if you don't fancy that book for whatever reason. The Diviner series by Libba Bay. Now, it's been a while since I read the first book, but I know there's definitely someone who calls themselves a witch from the second book onwards, but I can't remember if she appears in the first book or not. But definitely the second book. The Brides of Rockwood Island by Margot Landau. Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. The Haunting by Alex Bell. This has a sea witch in it. The Linebin Legacy by Sarah Ray Brennan. The Haunting by Margaret May. The Changeover by Margaret May. Dead House by Dawn Cutchin. The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Banhill. Seconds by Baron Lee Malloy. And Witch Craig by Kate Cannon. The last one isn't straight up witches, but kind of witches, so, like, it's a dystopia, though, so, just warning there, because I wasn't expecting that with that title and the description that was given. But yeah, witches. So that's all my recommendations for witches. I will see you widows next time, where we'll be finding out who back cats are really loyal to. Farewell. The spiders are too long. They're too long. If you can like see the go of my phone, because I hold it here. Did I say farewell for witches? Oh well. I know the editing for this is like, these videos are going to be really bad, but basically I have a speech impediment, so the only way I can do this is for it to be really choppy. Like, I have a bad memory and I have a speech impediment. It's going to be choppy, basically. There's no other option for me.